Welcome to UTalk. I'm Paige Turner, school counselor at Noble Middle School. Our show is all about the middle school student. Testing, bullying, dating, stress, and so much more. We discuss it all. Joining me each month is a dynamic and engaging panel of middle school students ready to discuss the issues and tackle the tough questions. We kick off our show with some Q&A featuring questions on a variety of topics for middle schools throughout the school system that our panel of students are ready to answer. No question is too tough, no topic is too difficult. Okay, panelists, here is our first question. It says, I'm 11 years old and I am in the 6th grade. I am the smallest in my class and everyone makes fun of me. What should I do? This has been going on for 3 years.
Well, I would tell a trusted adult first and ask them what I should do and
Yeah, so talk to an adult.
Yeah,
somebody at school, somebody at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I would explain what is actually good about being small, as in maybe you can run faster, which would be cool.
Okay. So maybe you say something to the people that are kind of picking on you, kind of standing up.
Explain the bully that it's cool to be who you are.
Yeah.
It's cool to be different.
So that you're comfortable in your own skin.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What do you guys think?
I agree with Charlotte and Caleb. Tell somebody that you trust what's going on, and also like there's good things about being small, so just don't let it try to bother you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, he's himself. He was born that way, and I don't think anybody should be making fun of him. They must be they got to be really mean to do that. I mean, I don't know why they would do that. Maybe they're trying to get attention or something, but
possibly. Do you guys see a lot of that happening? People making fun of people because of appearance or their size?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably one of the main reasons why people are bullied.
Yeah.
Because of their appearance and
things
that they can't change or help.
but also
It's not their fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they
exactly.
could also tell their parents about it too,
Yeah.
which is a good thing.
Right. It's always important to talk to your parents, talk to people that you trust, adults. They may or may not intervene, because if you feel like, you can handle the situation, and be assertive and stand up. But sometimes you've tried that and it crosses the line and you do need an adult's help for sure.
Yes.
Okay, those are some good advice, good suggestions. Let's move on to the second question. It says, there's a girl in my class with 2 dads. They seem really nice, but lately the school bullies have been using this to pick on her. They used to pick on me as I used to have a stutter, so I know that these kids are mean and know how much their words can hurt. They have been saying really mean things about the girls' dads, like saying it would have been better if they didn't adopt her, and calling them really mean names. Things that are very untrue and nasty. Name calling is wrong. I know she is too scared to tell the teachers. I was too scared to tell them when the same kids were teasing me about my stutter. But I think she really needs help. I saw her crying yesterday at lunch over it when they were mean to her. Should I talk to her or go straight to the teachers? I don't really know her, as I am very shy and have trouble talking to people but want to help. What can I do?
I would first go to her and talk to her about it and say, look, I have empathy for you. I know what you feel. Do you want me to go tell somebody because I was too scared when this was happening to me? Do you want me to do it for you? And just see kind of what she wants to do and how I can help her.
Yeah.
I agree, because you can't really help how you were born up or raised, and if you feel like you need to help that person, then go ahead.
Yeah.
And you can tell the teacher if you don't want to talk to that person.
Yeah, and I think the important thing is, in all of these situations where somebody's being picked on or bullied, there's multiple things that can be done. You can do 2 of them at the same time. I think going up to the person sometimes shows that you're caring about them
And you're there for them.
and you're there for
Definitely.
Yes.
them. But in addition to saying, okay, hey, I'm so sorry this is happening. I'm here for you. I think we need to go talk to an adult about this.
Yeah.
It's just, I think it happens frequently. You guys were saying earlier with the last question that you see a lot of this happening. Do you see people standing up for people at school that are being picked on? Or do people feel like that you might become the target if you say something?
Kind of.
Some
people will stand up, and then most people they'll just back up because they don't want to get bullied on.
Yeah, and I just feel like they can also become the bully, and they feel like they don't want to help because they think that it doesn't really matter as much, and that they don't want to, like, they could just kind of watch it and not really care about how that person is. Also, as in the last one, in appearances, it's not exactly an appearance, but it's like you can't help that you have two dads, and there's nothing really wrong with that at all.
Right.
Yeah, and there's been this thing going around our school where there's little blue notes, and people leave them anywhere, and if you pick them up, it's just like, you are loved, pass it on. So it's just kind of like this cute little thing. It's like kind of reminds you that people are thinking of you all the time.
So if you're in a situation where you're being bullied or made fun of, seeing something like that is a positive reminder instead of the negative kind of comments that people are making. What about, are people worried about being labeled as snitches? I know that used to be something that was going on.
That was a big word.
Yeah, it's still kind of a thing, but I feel like now, since we've passed our NAB week and we've done multiple things about bullying, people are kind of standing up for people more, and they're not really scared about what anybody else is going to say. If they know that they did the right thing, they're going to feel good.
And I think also, like, I feel like they're using a different word to try to get you to stop. Like, they're using snitch to try to get you to not tell them, because it's like, it's a word that makes you, like, feel like inside that, like, it makes you feel that you don't want to tell them for some reason.
Yeah.
It's because you also know that you might get bullied by them. They'll become the bully to you even more and all that.
Are there ways that you can anonymously, like, let an adult know?
Maybe like write a note,
And
like they'll put your name on it.
Yeah. And you can say, you can go to a counselor and be like, I know this is going on, but I don't really want her to know, and I want you to talk to her, but not tell her that I told you.
Right.
Good idea.
Yeah, there are definitely ways to kind of get around that, because I do know that is a reason why some students maybe don't stand up for somebody else or report, because they're fearful of being labeled as a snitch. But that shouldn't prevent anybody from doing what they know is right and being supportive. And you can always anonymously write a note or a letter to a teacher or to a counselor, or tell your parents, and they can contact.
The little things can really help out a person. Like those notes, they could really help out a person. They could make their day a lot better. They can make them, like, just feel better and all, like.
Absolutely. And it doesn't really take much to write that positive note, right?
Yeah, it's just like, you just get the paper, write a quick note, boom, you're done.
And you can make it the world of difference, like Josh was saying, in somebody's life, for sure. So
it could be someone who has a disability and they are always made fun of or something, and they can pick it up, and then they'll be out, and they know that they matter.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you guys. I think we don't have any more time for another question. Now, coming up in our next segment, my co-host Megan DeMolina talks with the panel about cyberbullying and social media awareness. Plus, you don't want to miss our final segment as we discuss the book Wonder and the upcoming film adaptation. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Start your day with New Hanover County Schools, The Morning Show. This Rise and Shine program will put a smile on your face and a spring in your step. Best of all, you'll start the day a little smarter. The Morning Show features an exciting 6-hour mix of exclusive features, cooking, entertainment, news, science, math, and more. New Hanover County Schools, The Morning Show, educating all viewers to achieve today and tomorrow in a global community. Only on this channel.
Welcome back to UTalk. I'm Megan DeMolina, school counselor at Noble Middle School. Our topic this month is cyberbullying. For those who don't know, cyberbullying is bullying that takes place over digital devices like cell phones, computers, and tablets. Cyberbullying can occur through social media sites like Twitter and Snapchat, text messages, in chat rooms, and various apps or online forums that are used for gaming, where people can view, participate in, or share content with each other. Cyberbullying includes sending, posting, or sharing negative, harmful, false, or mean content about someone else. It can include sharing personal or private information about someone else, causing embarrassment or humiliation. Some cyberbullying crosses the line into unlawful or criminal behavior. Hello, panelists.
Hello.
How many of you have phones or devices
I do.
that
I
you
do.
use?
Yes.
I have a tablet.
A tablet? And what age did you get your tablets or phones?
I got my iPad a couple years ago, and then I got my phone for Christmas.
I've had phones before, but I just got me a new phone.
So you have a new phone
My
now?
parents think I'm too young to get a phone, which is perfectly fine because, like, somebody has like an iPhone 8 Plus or something like that. It's a little crazy for my age, so.
Right. It seems to be a hard decision. How about you, Caleb?
So I got my first phone when I was like really, really young. Like my first phone ever was in kindergarten. It was like an iPhone. It was like the original iPad or something, like iPod phone. And then I like have like Xbox and stuff.
Yeah,
So
like,
you use them for gaming and,
Yeah.
and things like that? What
yeah,
else
like
do you use your
iPad.
phones for?
I've had
and
various
devices?
like iPods and stuff, but I got my real phone Christmas of 2016, and I have Instagram, but I'm not allowed to have Snapchat yet. And so like I just use Instagram to just post about what I'm doing.
I just text my friends or play
Yeah.
games.
So it's a great way to stay in communication with your friends and kind of let them know what you're doing.
I don't have any like Instagram or Snapchat or anything. like
Okay, so no social media sites right now that you're using?
I have Instagram. I decided not to get Snapchat or Facebook because I feel like I don't need too many. I just wanted Instagram and that's it because it provides texting
Okay.
on it, so it's perfect.
And you can post images
Yeah, you
too,
post
right? Things that you're
images
into or
and videos, and you can like do live videos and stuff.
Like,
okay.
I have Google Hangouts to like text my parents when I get home when like they're at work from the bus, and so I also have like Instagram. So yeah.
Right, just different various sites and apps that you can go to and use to communicate with your family members, with your friends. What other apps are middle school students using these days?
They're basically just using Instagram and Snapchat are the really big ones. Some people have Twitter. Not many people have Facebook because we're too young for it. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Instagram and Snapchat.
Yeah, those are the two big ones.
Sometimes people will have like games, like
Yes.
snowboard games, and like those ones where you like use your finger and you like have the ball and it, like bounces around. I don't know how to do those games and stuff. But they like have those
Entertainment,
ones.
right?
Yeah, entertainment
Purposes.
games,
Sure.
all that stuff.
A lot of people have like YouTube apps and stuff to like watch these people with their everyday lives or something. I don't know.
The different channels or the different people
Yeah,
that
they're
kind
like-
of get their start on YouTube.
Yeah,
and-
they're like
Yeah.
video blogs. Like
Okay.
they just they take the camera around with them wherever they go and they just video what they're doing for the
For
day.
example, you got Logan Paul.
Okay. Is that a popular one that you
Yeah,
follow?
a
Yes,
lot of
yes.
follow him, but like you can subscribe to people. And
Oh, you
stuff.
can
Yeah,
subscribe.
you can
that's
subscribe so
right,
you get
okay.
notifications on when they post things. And
Do you share with your families who you subscribe to or who you're following on Instagram?
I don't
know,
I
but-
don't really subscribe to any YouTube channels.
my
I don't
parents
watch
have
YouTube.
my parents. All of my parents have Instagram, so they can see exactly what I'm doing when I'm doing it, and they have the login to every single one of my social medias, and
Okay.
so they can monitor what I'm doing.
How do you feel about
24/7.
that?
I feel sometimes it gets kind of annoying, but I know that they love me and they want to protect me, so it's a win-win.
It's a wide open world out there
Yes.
on the internet and social media.
Yeah.
What do you know about like the fake accounts or Finsta? Is that what they're
They're
calling
called
them?
like Finstas or spams.
Spam. Okay, tell me
And
more about that.
So basically what they do is if you have an Instagram, you kind of let anybody that you know you've talked to follow you.
Got it.
But a Finsta or a spam is like what you want just your closer friends. So if you want to post something that like you're doing or like you're having trouble with something, you post that on your Finsta or spam so that your closer friends can know, but not like the people that you just talk to, like your acquaintances.
Okay, like an inner circle.
Yeah,
type
it's
of
like
thing?
inner circle friends only.
What types of things do you see on these accounts, or is there a reason why they're private, or do you see any other cyberbullying on these sites?
Some
I
people
see-
just like
You can go.
Some people just like only want their inner circle of friends to know what they're doing, not like the outside world.
So it's more private that way, but it's,
I
it's
don't
not
see-
necessarily a negative thing.
No,
where
it's
you're
definitely
posting.
not a negative thing
like-
because it's just private. I barely see cyberbullying on spams or even on just regular Instagram accounts. And it's just, I don't know, it's more of like your inner circle friends so that only your friends can see it.
Yeah, like on Instagram, it'd be like, they would do this like club where they would name the club and there'd be like 5 people that they let in.
Yeah.
And they would all like text and they'd be texting for hours and stuff and it'd be like, it can range from like them like talking about school
Okay.
of like what they have to do, or it could be like they're cyberbullying, and I've seen it happen before.
Tell me more about that. What have you seen? What have you heard online?
I've like seen people talk about teachers bad, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
and it's not good at all. And then I've seen people like, I've seen people do good things, like they'll be like trying to meet up somewhere and like have fun, like go like meet up at like the rec or something.
Yeah, like if you want
Like
to have a
making
birthday
plans?
party or something and you don't have everybody's number but you have their Instagram, you can make the little direct messages and like DMs and like invite everybody on there.
Yeah.
And also, like, before this, we were talking about the private accounts. And so it's a good thing because there could be some, like, bad people that want to, like, trying to learn more about you and all of that. And it's, my parents do not like me using location services on my apps because, like, grown-ups, they think, like, some grown-ups could, like, take us or something. But, like,
so
it's hard
they're being
to know
very
who to
protective
trust.
over me, which
Yeah.
is a good thing. But like what she said, I know they love me, so.
I keep my phone in my parents' room so like nothing will happen. Like every time I'm using it, and when it's time for me to like go to bed or go somewhere, I just put it in the room so nothing,
Yeah.
like nothing happens.
At my dad's house, I can only have 15 minutes on it a day because he kind of wants me to be engaged in like actual conversations
Face
with
to
them.
face,
Yeah.
right?
So I
Can't
can
let
only,
that go away.
Yeah, I can only have 15 minutes at it
Right.
at my dad's house, but at my mom's house, I'm allowed to use it whenever I want. But the 15 minutes has kind of taught me to only use it for a certain amount of time. I'm not on it all the time anymore.
That was one of my thoughts. I was thinking about, like, do you have that balance of moderation? What's too much, what's not enough? Do you feel 15 minutes is fair? Do you think that
I feel
there's a
like-
reason for that?
I feel like there's a reason for it, but 15 minutes is kind of a short amount of time. Like
Little
30
doses, right?
Yeah, 30 minutes, 45 minutes is fine. But like some kids are on it 24/7, like they never get off of it. And
Does it affect sleep for some?
Yeah.
And maybe
Yeah.
some of you?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
I have an Xbox, and like I'd be going to school, and I'd be like fishing at the end of the school day, or like skateboarding or something. I'll get back to my house, play it for like a couple hours, and I feel like I do it too long, and then I like realize that I've been playing since from like 5 to 10, and I'll be like, oh no, I've been playing for
And
way
like
too
you
long.
haven't done any of your homework, and it's just that feeling like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's like I gotta get it real
You
quick.
you feel like bad, like you just wasted the rest of the day.
Yeah.
That you could have been playing outside. You could have been engaging with your parents. You could have been like doing really cool things.
There's positive things you can do online,
Yes.
but even more positive things you can do in real life.
Yeah, I mean, there's positive things because you can like FaceTime your friends, you can talk to your friends that you don't always see all the time, or if you're not with them and you need to do homework, like that's okay if you need to do it together. But like if you waste 30 or like so many minutes and hours on it, it gets over.
Yeah. Well, thank you, panelists, with your comments and tips and suggestions and experiences, and with the prevalence of social media and digital forums, comments, photos, posts, and content shared by individuals on social media and the internet can often be viewed by strangers and as well as acquaintances. The content an individual shares online, both their personal content as well as any negative, mean, or hurtful content, creates a kind of permanent public record of their views, activities, and behavior. This public record can be thought of as an online reputation, which may be accessible to schools, employers, colleges, clubs, and others who may be researching an individual now or even in the future. The effects of cyberbullying can harm the online reputation of everyone involved, not just the person being bullied, but those doing the bullying or participating in it. So remember, think before you post and be an upstander. An upstander takes action to make positive changes to stop bullying and cyberbullying. If you hear something or see something, be sure to say something. Now don't go away. When we return, our panelists will talk about the book Wonder and the new movie based on it. We'll be right back.
Get connected with your school system. Your School News covers news that matters for parents, guardians, and Greater New Hanover County. Stories about preparing students for success in a changing world. Stories where students are achievers.
Internship, we pretty much made a vehicle from spare parts, and at first we made it so it just moved, and then we made it so it was an electrical vehicle.
Stories of teaching where every child yearns to learn.
Today is all about STEAM. STEAM is kind of the key word to tying art into science, technology, engineering, and math.
Your School News brings viewers more than 8 hours of school news and information, reporting on what's happening in the district, what students are learning, how the school system operates, and beyond. Your School News, only on this channel.
Welcome back to UTalk. Wonder is a children's novel by R.J. Palacio, published on February 14, 2012. The author wrote Wonder after an incident where she and her 3-year-old son were waiting in line to buy ice cream. Her son noticed a girl with facial birth defects. Fearing he would react badly, she attempted to remove her son from the situation so as not to upset the girl or her family, but ended up worsening the situation. Natalie Merchant's song Wonder made her realize that the incident could teach society a valuable lesson, and she began writing. This month, a film adaptation will be released based on the book. So guys, how many of you have actually read the book Wonder?
I have. Me.
Yes.
I read it with my class from last year.
With your class.
And I've read the sequel too.
Okay, and the sequel was
It's called Augie and Me, but
My
there's
brother
3
read
different
that.
books in it. There's
Yeah.
3 different sections.
My brother read
They're
the
really good
Julian chapter
books.
for his book project.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about the story, and then we'll talk a little bit about the movie in just a little bit.
So, he's himself, and so many people are picking on him, which is a very horrible, mean thing. And that's how he was born, and he's got, so many scars on his face and from surgeries, and some people are, stepping up to be his friend, because I forget the name, but there's a kid and he would sit down with him at lunch, and also there was a girl who sat next to him at lunch and all of that.
Summer,
and then,
yeah. Jack sat next to him too.
I knew it was Jack or something.
Yeah.
And so Augie is the little kid, and he was born with a facial. It's
Deformity.
Treacher Collins syndrome or something like that, and it was 1 out of 3 million kids get it when they're born, and so he hasn't gone to school, and he starts 5th grade off, and which he lives in New York, so at this time 5th grade was the beginning of middle school. So he starts middle school off, and a lot of people it's like the Red Sea splitting when when he walks past them, and then so. At the end of the book, everyone except one kid is his friend, and then he gets this really good award, a kindness award at the graduation.
At the ending.
That's a really good book.
He was smart too.
Yes.
He might have looked different, but he was the same as any other person. And if he wasn't, then he's probably better.
Yeah. Well, you bring up a really good point, because a lot of times, you've heard the saying, "Don't judge a book by its cover."
Right. Definitely.
And we've talked about in the show already about how a lot of our appearance and our upbringing and things like that are things beyond our control, and unfortunately, those are things that sometimes bullies target victims or target students for, and definitely in the case of Augie in the book Wonder. For sure. So obviously that book came out about 5 years ago, and now they're actually making a film about it.
Yes, can't wait.
So how many of you are going to be going to go see the movie?
I'm seeing on opening day.
I want to see it.
I cried when I read the book, so I think the movie is going to be so good.
Yeah, I cry when I see the trailers.
I cried, but I didn't cry, but I got kind of mad. And like also like
I
so
didn't want it to end.
when he like so Augie, since he doesn't like to be he doesn't like to show what he looks like, he has like this space. He has like a space helmet on.
Yeah.
That he wears. And when I saw him with the space helmet on, it kind of made me sad.
Yeah. Have you
Like,
guys?
he can't help how he looks.
Right.
It's not his fault.
Right.
That's
Have you
just
guys
how
seen
he's
the
born.
trailer for the movie
Yes.
yet?
It comes in commercials all the time. That's why I'm so happy to see it.
Sad.
It is. It makes me just want to cry just watching the trailer. So definitely, it sounds like this is a movie to bring Kleenexes to tissues because it's going to be a tearjerker.
It's really good for those people to step in.
Yes.
I mean, it's just, it makes like the kid feel so much better.
Yeah, it's a very good book, and it's definitely going to be a good movie.
Yeah. Well, and I hope that other students and other kids, your age, are as eager to see the movie as you guys are, because I think it can teach a very, very valuable life lesson about how to treat others, and like Miss Demolina was saying earlier, about being an upstander and and standing up for
I think
people.
that like it'll help out the bullies if they were to watch the movie, and like people probably will stand up more for Augie, or like for people in their school, or people like be bystanders more.
Right.
Like watching the movie.
People will definitely be upstanders more because they'll realize how bad this guy Augie is feeling, and how many people are being so mean to him, and how good it will feel if they stood up for him and they were for his friends.
You used the word empathy earlier, and I
Yes.
think that hopefully this will be one of those movies that will kind of teach empathy, and maybe some of the bullies can kind of have an emotional attachment now to people that they are, treating badly.
Yeah, and I hope that everybody who has this disorder, or like the facial disorder, I hope they start to feel better and know that it doesn't matter what you look like as long as how you are on the inside.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks, guys. I can't wait to hear. I'm going to see it too with my children, and I can't wait to hear from you guys how you liked the movie, for sure.
It'll be a great movie.
Yes.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Awesome. Well, that wraps up our program this month. I'm Paige Turner. On behalf of my co-host, Megan DeMolina, and the entire UTalk panel, thanks for watching. We hope you'll submit questions to our show and tune in again next month for an all-new episode of UTalk.